Hello, thanks so much for tuning in to this video. Have you noticed that people always seem to be trying to shame or guilt Black women into supporting people who don't support us? I mean, we're an extremely supportive group of people, sometimes even to our own detriment. But then the few times that we as Black women don't want to get behind a certain actress or we don't want to support a certain movie because it's offensive to us or so on, it's a huge problem for people. It's the fans of whoever the actress is can't just enjoy the actress's work without us. Or the fans of the franchise, of the film, etc. It's like they become bent on trying to get us to be fans too. And it's not even all Black women. It'll just be like some Black women don't support this person because of something they've done or something they've said. And people have a problem with it, including other Black women, other Black people. And it's because typically when we do withhold our support, it's from people who need Black women's support in order to make it. Black women are trendsetters who lead other groups um, in terms of, what gets a lot of attention, who blows up, who gets popular. We tend to find out about the person first. A lot of the biggest stars today, Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo are examples that come to mind for me at least. There'll be like a group of Black women who know about the person and are supporting the person before they get mainstream support, like across the whole US or across the entire globe, international fans. And to be honest, even people who can do fine without our support in the mainstream, like they can get other people to support them and their career is fine without any Black women support or without the support of the specific Black women who aren't for them. Their fans still and people still seem obsessed with getting us to support them, to like fall in line behind that person. I just I think it's crazy, and I think it's something that needs to stop. Black women have talked about wanting to see ourselves as the leading ladies, wanting to see ourselves in lighthearted romances, science fiction films, fantasy TV shows, the list goes on. Different genres in which Black women are underrepresented. But what we often get instead are heavy films, negative, depressing films that promote stereotypes, having to struggle before getting to get love, having to struggle during love, crime, like just all kind of negative things. And then when they do make a movie about a character, a science fiction or fantasy story, then so often they're choosing someone who presents as a Black woman. People look at her and see a Black woman, but the person hates Black women. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're choosing someone who has said disparaging things about Black American women for a Black American film and a Black American woman character, or someone who doesn't even see themselves as Black, or like, do you know what I'm saying? So even when those stories are being made, far too often it's someone who is not supportable. But when we voice our disappointment with these movies, we're often shamed by the Black community for not accepting whatever representation is thrown our way. Like, here, this movie has Black people in it. You should watch it. You should support it. That's why they're not making these, is because y'all won't go out and see it. But we don't need to go see it if we don't like the way it's representing us. We don't have to accept just whatever representation comes our way. And when it comes to specific people, too. Me and many other Black American women don't want to see anything that Cynthia is in due to her anti-Black American comments. She made comments against Black American women specifically. We won't be seeing her. We're not going to look at her new movies. We're not going to accept her as our representation. Now, again, not all. There are some Black women who are fine supporting her. There are some Black women, especially who aren't Black Americans, saying, oh, get over it. Oh, you need to support her. Oh, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, there are some of us who are not going to see it. And I'm one of them. I'm not going to watch anything she's in. I'm not going to see Wicked. Like, it's offensive to be disparaging Black Americans, then turn around and try to portray Harriet Tubman in a film. Like, come on. And that's not something that you just get over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who she's dating. I don't I, like I don't it's nothing there's nothing can make me want to go out and pay my money or get a streaming service and then click on a film that that woman is in. You know what I'm saying? And the people who have a problem with it need to just relax. Just relax. It's okay. Some of us won't support her. It is what it is. She seems to be doing fine. People are loving her up and down, including some other black women are talking about her, and loving the outfit she wears and loving, her style and yada yada. But some of us don't. And it's okay. It's fine. And while we're on the topic of her, like, not only do I find her offensive, okay, and that's why I would never see anything with her in it, but I also don't really like how she portrays herself. Like, she tends to show up with looking weird, doing weird different things to her appearance, extremely, extremely long nails and the piercings and the like shaved eyebrows or something and the shaved head. Like, she combines so many different things. I'm not a fan of that representation for black women either, just being honest. But, my main issue is the problem she has with black American women. I'm just not a fan. And it's okay. You know, Another example that comes to mind is the new movie that just came out with SZA and Keke Palmer. I have qualms with Keke Palmer that I won't get into in this video, but even if I didn't, some of us don't want to watch a movie all about struggling to pay rent and being broke, and that's okay. Like, you'll live. Like, I want to, I like supporting black people's projects, black women's projects. I like Issa Rae. I like SZA to an extent. Like, I want to go out and see these things, but if I don't want to go to theaters to see the film and support it because I don't like the narrative that it's pushing, if I would have preferred it was a rom-com like The Lovebirds or something, then I won't support it. And other black women who agree won't either. And you just have to accept it. And it doesn't mean, oh, that's why, y'all just don't like anything. Y'all won't accept any representation. Y'all da da da. That's why they're not making movies with black women. That's not the reason. That's not the reason. The reason is they have a problem with black women, and the powers that be are comfortable with presenting black women only in stereotypical ways. That's the reason, basically. Like, they're not, withholding great black films because we're not going to see them. They're doing it because they only like representing black people in a certain way. That's a longer conversation for another video. Some of us really like horror films, but we don't want to see horror that's like all the horror in the film is about people having a problem with black people. Some of us don't want to see that, and that's okay. Some of us are tired of the media's constant portrayal of black women as masculine and tough and fighting, and so don't want to see the new boxing movie that came out as a result. There was a new movie that came out. I can't remember the name, but I was seeing billboards and things like this, and the young woman that's in it, I wanted to support her, but I don't want to see that. Like, the cover of it alone, I'm like, I don't like it. It doesn't look cute. Like, you know, I get there are all sorts of different important stories to be told, but why is it that 99% of the stories being told about black women have the same negative, tough, like, portrayal of us in them? Why is that? Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if the people saying, oh, you want representation, but y'all don't show up to the theaters. I don't know if those people don't understand nuance, they don't understand preference or representation, or if they're just being purposefully obtuse. Like, I don't know what's going on with those people. And while we're on the topic of the boxing film, it's shocking how with a lot of these films and TV shows, either in the show or on the cover, they really make the black woman actress look completely different than she really looks. Like, they do different things to intentionally make her look less attractive, more masculine, etc. Like, just different things. The lighting will be not flattering, like the face expressions they tell her to do, the angles will be unflattering. We all know there's such thing as flattering and unflattering angles. You know, all sorts of things. Who knows what editing? I don't know what's going on, but it's like sometimes I'll be looking for movies to watch and I go and I'm looking up the actress who's in the movie and she looks nothing like she does on the cover of the movie. Like, they literally did everything they could to try to dim her shine, like, metaphorically speaking. You know what I mean? And a lot of this is jealousy, is people being jealous of black women and wanting to represent black women in a certain way to the point where, like, they're doing their very best to take the black woman actress that's been cast in the project and make her fit into the box that they want all black women to fit into and that they want her to fit into. Women of other groups, like particularly white women, can go to the movies every day out of the week and see themselves as damsels in distress, heroes, the desired woman that men fight over, the space explorer, an astronaut, the femme fatale, like, and so on. You know, like, it's just the comparison is crazy, and you're gaslighting if you're trying to like ignore that black women, we're people too. We're women too. So we want to see ourselves in positive ways in movies too. That's only natural. Everyone feels that way about themselves and their representation in films. So why act shocked and surprised that we don't want to see Zoe Saldana dressing up as a black woman? Like, why, because like I just don't understand it. I don't have to go and support Zoe Saldana. Like, you can't shame me into supporting her. She has said problematic things about blackness and about black women herself. She's like, my understanding, she says she's not a black woman. Like, and this to me was very cringe too, because I watched Guess Who with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher and her. Like, I've watched multiple movies with her in it. Then come to find out she doesn't even like what? I don't have to support her. Like, you don't need to be mad on her behalf that I'm not going to go see something she's in ever again. Her dressing up in the Simone thing. Like, I don't need to support her, and you'll be fine that I'm not, and that there are other black women who feel the same way. Like, I don't get the people who are acting like we just have to support these people. We don't, and it's fine. And if there are black women like myself who don't want to watch a Tyler Perry movie just seeing black women being mistreated, I couldn't. The last Tyler Perry film I watched was Acrimony. It was a mess. It was horrible. The black woman lead character was treated terribly in her own film. And literally, like, she didn't make it in the end. It was crazy. I've never even seen a film where the lead character that you're supposed to be rooting for and following in the story doesn't make it. And this isn't a horror film or anything. Like, this is a genre where the lead character usually is there at the end. You know what I'm saying? All the gaslighting in the world won't fill up those theater seats. All the gaslighting in the world won't turn a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes into a 5 or into a 100% or whatever the scale is. And another thing is 99% of the people who have a problem with those of us who have standards and don't want to support these projects or don't want to support these actors or actresses, they're people who don't even have a stake in this. They like don't like movies. They don't go to the movies. They don't even care. Like, they'll just watch any old thing. Like, they don't even care if the show has a black woman in it or not. Like, what are they even fighting for? Just to be negative? Like, why are there people in the black community trying to shame black women for not accepting this stuff? It doesn't benefit them. And those of us who don't want to support the movie or the actress, we still won't go. So like, what do they gain? Unless people listen to us, those creatives or others who have the power to make different decisions, casting directors, etc. Like, unless they listen to the feedback, their movies will continue to do poorly, or at the very least lack our support. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe for more.